everyone, welcome to Learn with Radha. In this video, I will talk about transfer of learning, its meaning, theories and types. And this topic is important for all the teaching exams like CTET, State TETs, KVS and DSSB. First of all, transfer of learning is made up of two words, that is transfer and learning. Transfer means moving from one place to another. When you move an object from one place to another, that means that object is being transferred. And here we are talking about transferring of the things which we have learned. So, learning means acquisition of knowledge or skills through study and experience. So, here we are talking about transferring or moving of the learning or the knowledge which we have acquired, the skills which we have acquired through study and experience. So, transfer of learning means the use of previously acquired knowledge and skills in new learning or problem solving situations. We should not get confused between transfer of learning and transfer of knowledge. Transfer of knowledge is different from transfer of learning. Transfer of knowledge is simply the when you teach someone, when you give knowledge to someone, that is transfer of knowledge. But transfer of learning means when you use the previously acquired knowledge and skill in a new situation where you want to solve the problem. So, previously acquired knowledge is helping you to solve problems in the new situations. So, that is transfer of learning. Transfer of learning occurs when people apply information, strategies and skills they have learned to a new situation or context. So, when you apply the knowledge, the information, strategies and skills in a new situation or context, which is transfer of learning. Transfer is not discrete activity but is rather an integral part of the learning process. So, transfer of learning is an integral. It is a inbuilt major part of learning process. Edward Thorndike and Robert S. Woodworth in 1901 postulated that the transfer of learning was restricted or assisted by the elements in common between the original context and the next context. So, these two psychologists, they said that when we have common things, when we have common elements between the two situations, the transfer of learning occurs easily. So, when you have an original context and then you have the next context, some elements in them should be similar, and when this happens, the transfer of learning takes place easily. Now, what are the theories of transfer of learning? We have two theories here. The first one is theory of identical elements. This theory was given by E.L. Thorndike. According to him, most of transfer occurs from one situation to another in which there are most similar or identical elements. So, if you compare two situations here, we have S1 and S2. We have two situations and we have some common elements here. And in these type of situations where you have some common elements, the transfer of learning takes place. So, most of transfer occurs from one situation to another in which there are most similar or identical elements. This theory of identical elements was given by E. L. Thorndike, which is an important point. This can come in exam. The degree of transfer increases as the similarity of elements increase. For example, learning to ride moped is easy after learning to ride a bicycle. So if you want to ride a moped, you should first learn to ride a bicycle. That way it will be easy for you to learn ride moped. Here transfer is very fast because of identical elements in both vehicles. Because in both vehicles they are similar looking. You have to balance your handle and very similar. The transfer is easy. The elements are similar. So this is how the degree of transfer increases when the similarity of elements between the two situations increases. So this theory was given by E. L. Thorndike, and this theory is known as the theory of identical elements. Next theory is theory of generalization of experience. This theory was given by Charles Judd. Generalization allows humans and animals to recognize the similarities in knowledge acquired in one circumstance, allowing for transfer of knowledge onto new situations. So generalization, when you have generalized idea, you have some common things. Like if we take example here, you have all these trees and you know that most of the trees are green in color. You have different properties in these trees, their shapes are different, but the common thing between them is they are all green in color. So this process is generalization, and you conclude that all trees, most of the trees are green in color. So this is the process of generalization, where you have a common statement which is same for all the things, like all trees are green in color. So generalization allows humans and animals to recognize the similarities in knowledge acquired in one circumstance, allowing for transfer of knowledge onto new situations. Transfer of learning is usually described as the process and the effective extent to which past experiences, also referred to as transfer source, affect learning and performance in a new situation. The new situation is the transfer target. So how you transfer learning from the source to the target is where the transfer of learning actually occurs. So if you have these two things, the source and the target, they have generalized things. They have a few things which are common. They have generalized things. So the transfer of knowledge here occurs from source to the target. Transfer of learning is described as the process and the effective extent to which past experiences affect learning and performance in a new situation. So this is the theory of generalization of experience. Now, what are the types of transfer of learning? We have different classifications here. Positive versus negative transfer, near versus far transfer, literal versus figural transfer, simple versus complex transfer, forward reaching versus backward reaching transfer, and the last one is low road and high road transfer. I will talk about these transfer of learning in detail one by one. The first one is positive versus negative transfer. Positive transfer occurs when prior learning assists new learning. So when you learn something and a new situation, that previous learning is helping you to learn new things, that transfer of learning is known as the positive transfer. For example, when you are learning to ride a moped and previous learning is the riding of the bicycle, so previous learning is helping you here to learn the new thing in the new situation. So that is positive transfer. Next is negative transfer. Negative transfer occurs when prior learning hinders or interferes with new learning. For example, there are some languages, when you learn these languages, they hinder in the learning of new languages. Like we have many South Indian languages which are quite similar, but they have different same words with different meanings. And here you get confused, and this is how negative transfer occurs, because in that condition, in that situation, you are not able to learn the new language because the learning of the previous language is hindering. It provides a hindrance in the learning of the new language. So this is a negative transfer. Next is simple versus complex transfer. Simple transfer happens when little or no effort is required to apply what has been learned in one situation to a new situation. In a class, students are taught how to use a spreadsheet to create a budget. Then they create a budget for a club trip. So here simple transfer occurs, where you have we are not putting much efforts to do something. You are simply applying the knowledge you have learned. So here in simple transfer, when there is little or no effort is required to apply what has been learned in one situation to a new situation. For example, here students, they are taught to create a spreadsheet. They are taught to use a spreadsheet, and the teacher has taught to create budget in a spreadsheet, and then they are creating budget for a club trip. So these two situations are very common. So here simple transfer occurs. But in complex transfer, if the same students are engaged in gathering data for a research project and thought about the ways in which the spreadsheet program could assist with the data management and analysis. So in complex transfer, this the situation gets complex. Here the students are needed to do some extra things, like they are also gathering data, and then they are arranging that data in a spreadsheet, and this is how they are doing data management, which is quite complex, and it is different from simple transfer. So this is an example of complex transfer. Next type of transfer of learning is near versus far transfer. Near transfer occurs when many elements overlap between the conditions in which the learner obtained the knowledge or skills and the new situation. So near transfer, as the name says, when transfer easily occurs. Why? Because there are some elements which are overlapping in the previous situation also, in the previous learning and in the new learning. So some elements are overlapping, or they are very similar or identical. So in that conditions, near transfer occurs. when easily the students are able to they are applying the previous learning in the new situation. So this is near transfer when many elements overlap between the conditions in which the learner obtained the knowledge or skill and the new situation. Far transfer. Far means where the new situation is different, completely different, or very much different from that in which the learning occurred. So here far transfer occurs. Next type is low road and high road transfer. Low road transfer occurs when well established skills transfer spontaneously, even automatically. So low road transfer is when well established skills transfer spontaneously or automatically. It occurs when previous learning automatically, often unconsciously, transfers to another situation. So when you don't know actually that you are transferring knowledge or you are applying knowledge, it comes suddenly, spontaneously to you, and you are applying automatically that previous learning to a new situation. That kind of transfer of knowledge is low transfer of learning, when you unconsciously transferring knowledge, transferring learning to another situation. यहाँ पर एग्जाम्पल भी दिया हुआ है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, when a competent reader encounters new sentences in their native language, they read them automatically. So when you are learning reading, when you are learning to read, you encounter new sentences, but you have that language as your native language, like your mother tongue. So you automatically read them, and this is an example of low road transfer of learning. High road transfer occurs when the learner consciously and deliberately, mindfully evaluates a new situation and applies previous learning to it. Here automatic transfer of learning is not here. Here you have to, the learner have to, the learner is doing consciously transferring the learning. He is consciously and deliberately evaluating the situation and applying previous learning to it. So this is high road transfer and low road transfer of learning. Next is forward reaching versus backward reaching transfer. Forward reaching and backward reaching transfer, they come under high road transfer. So high road transfer, we have seen here that when the learner consciously and deliberately evaluates the new situation and applies previous learning to it. And in that we have forward reaching and backward reaching transfer. High road transfer, that is forward reaching, occurs when learners think about possible other uses while learning. So when the learner is thinking about the possible other uses while learning. It occurs when students think about how they can apply what they have learned in a new situation, and that is forward reaching transfer of learning. High road transfer, that is backward reaching, occurs when learners in a new situation think about previous situations that might apply. So when a learner is in a new situation, he is thinking about the previous. Suppose he is in a new situation here, and he is thinking about the ways to tackle with these situation, and this suddenly he is thinking about the previous knowledge, previous situation, and that previous situation is applicable in that new situation. The experiences which he has he has got from the previous situation, he is applying it to a new situation, and this is backward reaching transfer of learning. So backward reaching transfer is, it occurs when students look back to a previous situation for information that will help them to solve problem in a new context, in a new contact. So this is backward reaching transfer and forward reaching transfer of learning. Next type is literal versus figural transfer. Literal transfer occurs when performing the skill exactly as learned in a new situation. So literal transfer is when the skill is exactly applied, exactly same in a new situation, which is literal transfer. Figural transfer occurs when applying general knowledge to a new situation, often making use of analogies or metaphors. So here we have an example, figurative language, like he ran like the wind, which is figurative. Here we are using a metaphor. He is running like a wind. Wind, like a wind, is a context which is similar. It is a metaphor, and we are describing a person running with the wind. We are comparing it with the wind. So that way we can assume that the person is running very fast. And literal language is the actual one, where you say he ran fast. So this is literal and figural transfer. So we have discussed transfer of learning, the meaning of transfer of learning, types of transfer of learning, and theories related to it. I hope you like this video and this will help you in many teaching exams. So if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel Learn with Radha. Thank you so much.